A boiling mud pool is making its way through California's railroads. Could the end be near? After years of inactivity, a bubbling mud spring has begun to move, resulting in damage to local infrastructure. The Nyland geyser, named the Slow One, is located in California near the San Andreas Fault. The Slow One is a result of seismic activity in the area. Live Science reports earthquakes created deep fractures underground that allowed gases to move to the Earth's surface, creating boiling mud pools heated by carbon dioxide. The Los Angeles Times reports the mud from the geyser began moving 6 months ago, advancing at an unprecedented rate. It initially moved 18 meters over a period of a few months, to the rate of covering the same distance in a single day. Barriers built by the Union Pacific Railroad have failed to stop the boiling mud from reaching the tracks and forced the construction of temporary tracks. A petroleum pipeline, fiber optic telecommunication lines, and a portion of a nearby highway could also be damaged by the mud flow. But fear not, there is no evidence that the geyser's recent activities have anything to do with an impending major earthquake. San Andreas will have to wait a little longer. What else is Earth telling us?
Oh no. Scientists are warning the public that a chain of domino events could take place if global temperatures continue to rise. A study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences of the United States of America says Earth is approaching hothouse conditions if global temperatures rise more than 2 degrees Celsius. The scientists involved also stated that once temperatures pass the tipping point where Earth's natural systems will be triggered, this would further increase global warming. Right now, the Earth's forests, land, and other natural systems work to absorb around 4.5 billion tons of carbon to prevent carbon from ending up in the atmosphere. However, if temperatures continue to warm the planet, these natural systems may end up releasing more carbon than they take in. In the report, the researchers warned rising temperatures could also lead to rising sea levels up to 60 meters from today's shorelines. Some places would become uninhabitable if the Earth continues to get warmer and warmer. However, the researchers ended on an optimistic note, saying this catastrophe could be avoided if action is taken immediately to change how we're impacting Earth's natural systems.
A discovery like no other. Gemfields, the world's largest producer of greenstones, has discovered a giant green emerald in Zambia. The emerald weighs more than 1.1 kilograms and was discovered in Kagem, the world's largest emerald mine located in Zambia. A statement released by Gemfields said that the emerald has remarkable clarity and a perfectly balanced golden-green hue. The gem is being called Inkalamu, which means lion in the local Bemba language in Zambia. The uncut emerald was discovered in an open-pit mine on October 2nd by a geologist and a veteran emerald miner. Several pieces are expected to be cut from the large emerald and will be auctioned in Singapore this month. Most of the emeralds in the world are mined from Zambia, Colombia, and Brazil. As a result, emeralds are even more precious than diamonds due to their scarcity.
How did volcano Hellfire do this to our planet? 700 million years ago, planet Earth went from this to this. Nobody knows exactly why, but new research from Harvard may hold the answer. Scientists suggest that sulfate aerosols, resulting from years of continual volcanic activity, may have led to the Earth becoming relatively frozen, or what's known as a snowball Earth. The research postulates that 10 years of eruptions from volcanoes, spanning 2,000 miles across an equatorial landmass, could have plied the stratosphere with just the right amount of sulfur dioxide to radically alter Earth's climate. Sulfur dioxide is very effective at reflecting solar radiation when it gets to the higher levels of the atmosphere. Once there, it can remain for up to a year. This, plus the location of the volcanoes along the equator, may have created an atmospheric barrier against the sun. The cooler climate would have then created more ice, which in turn would reflect more sunlight. The research theorizes this process continued until the ice reached present-day California's latitude. There, the freezing Earth would have become irreversible, and ice would have eventually covered all of Earth. Or in other words, the ice both literally and figuratively snowballed the planet.
How do eruptions cool the planet? Did you know a mega hot eruption can lead to a temporarily cooler planet?
The New York Times reports NASA is developing plans to study how eruptions cool the planet. The plan involves sending high-altitude balloons into the air to observe a volcanic eruption event. When sulfur dioxide from an eruption mixes with airborne water vapor, the two create aerosols that reflect sunlight. In 1991, a volcanic eruption in the Philippines sent 20 million tons of sulfur dioxide into the planet's atmosphere. As a result, global temperatures cooled by 1 degree centigrade. Scientists are surprised by the power of the tsunami in Sulawesi. Scientists have a theory about what might have caused the tsunami that followed the earthquake in Indonesia last week to be so destructive. The BBC reports the 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck in the center of the island of Sulawesi, triggering 6-meter-tall tsunami waves that crashed into Palu City. The earthquake itself was a strike-slip quake, which means the ground breaks horizontally instead of vertically. Scientists say strike-slip quakes often cause tsunamis that are less than 1 meter tall, not one as tall as the one that hit Indonesia last week. Scientists suspect the earthquake may have triggered an underwater landslide that destabilized sediment underwater, causing it to break free and tumble. Palu's bay's elongated shape also may have amplified the effect of the tsunami. The earthquake and the tsunami have already caused substantial damage in Indonesia, with more than 1,000 people confirmed dead and many more trapped under collapsed infrastructure in Sulawesi.
The 4 main types of volcanoes. A volcano is an opening in the Earth's surface where molten rock can escape. The Earth's crust is made up of tectonic plates that shift and move. Volcanoes are often located at the fault lines between these plates. Cinder cone volcanoes occur when lava is ejected from a volcanic vent. Lava is shot into the air and pieces accumulate around the vent. This creates a circular or oval-shaped cone with a bowl-shaped crater at the top. Composite volcanoes contain a conduit system that channels magma to the surface. These volcanoes can have clusters of vents along the sides of the mountain where lava flows out. Shield volcanoes are large, broad volcanoes where lava pours out in thin layers, allowing it to travel farther down the shallow slopes. They build up slowly, with hundreds of eruptions creating many layers. Lava domes are created when small masses of thick lava can't flow far from the source, so domes pile up around the vent. The dome grows by expansion of lava from within, and the mountain forms from material spilling off the sides of the dome.